Folks, we're going fishing today at Winona, breaking ice to get the boat into the water today. We got warmer temps, but we're breaking about 1/4 inch ice at the boat ramp here. So let's see if we can catch some fish. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we had to break a ton of ice to get out on the lake, but this is honestly one of my favorite times of the year to fish because fish are schooled up, you can use your electronics to get at those fish, and you can really do a good job of patterning fish. So one thing that I really like to do this time of year is find what I call guts or seams. And what a gut or a seam is it's where you have a long point come out and then you have another long point come out and you have an area in between that is a deeper area that holds fish. So here we're going to go to the graph and I'm going to show you one of these seams that I found that's always produced fish for me on Winona Lake. So guys, what we're looking for here, we want to see stuff right now, 38, 39 degree water. We want a vertical fish with blades. What I'm looking for are concentrations of fish, right? We can see some fish coming up here. We got some bait suspended up here. We got some fish marking on the bottom. That's what we want to see. We're gonna vertical fish these fish right here with blade baits, maybe throw an Alabama rig. But when we see stuff, what we want to do is find where those fish are. Those fish are in about 25 feet, right? We're finding fish. Now we got fish suspended through the column here. We want to find a big amount of fish, something we can throw a blade bait through, something that we can crank. Right now we're marking a number of fish right in the middle of this cut. So that's where we want to start fishing, right? All back through here, we've got some good solid fish mark. We've got some good stuff in between 25 to 15 feet. Those are suspended fish. They're probably walleye, bass, maybe crappie. We're gonna fish this cut right here in this gut. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So as we go here, right, we just rolled, as my screen comes up here, it's coming, promise. See how we rolled through this cut, right? We rolled right through the middle of this flat. That's exactly where those fish were sitting, right? So as we rolled right through there, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna fish my way back down through that. I have a couple waypoints marked in there. We're gonna hit some fish right there in that gut. Gonna throw the blade, gonna throw the Alabama rig, see what we can come up with. Get in the boat. There we go. On the board. Number one, right in the roof of the mouth on the blade bait. He's a good one. Right through the roof of the mouth. On the blade. Out here in the abyss. 16, 17 foot of water. Right on the nose. It's a nice fish right there, nice cold fish. Now guys, when you're fishing these areas, and here I have them marked with red arrows, right? What you really want to focus on is finding the depth that fish are relating to the bottom. I was finding that around 20 to 18 to 17 feet, those fish were impacting that bottom structure, and I was hopping a blade bait up and down, and that's where I was generating bites. Now, this happens for two reasons. One, fish like to live in guts because they like to move up and feed on those break lines up in that shallower water, and then they can retreat back to stable water in the middle. So it's all about ease of use. Think of it like, I want to get off my couch to go to the kitchen, but I don't want to go very far. Fish are the same way. Those fish in those guts are in predictable areas that will work under the ice. They'll work right before ice up. And first thing in the spring, the fish are always going to be right there. So if you can find these pockets and find the depth that they're at, you can catch a lot of fish doing that. Now, a second spot that I love to fish this year, and another bait that I love to fish, is the deep diving jerkbait. So right here, I am fishing outside points on the second drop with a deep jerkbait because fish suspend in 40, 50, 60 feet of water, and a deep diving jerkbait will get bit in the right conditions, right? I've got long pauses here. This is a Megabass +1, and I'm targeting fish in that deeper water column. Now, what that looks like here, the green lines on this map are the first drop. That's your drop at like 13, 14 feet, your normal summertime distance that you want to be fishing. The second drop is that yellow line, and you see these points come out. And what those fish will do in 30, 40, 50 feet of water, they will suspend over these points and use these points primarily as a way to corral bait fish in deeper water. Fish are active all winter, they just move further out. And bass in cold water tend to want to feed up. So if you run a jerkbait over top of walleye or bass or some kind of predator fish in cold water and it's silhouetted well, it's going to get hammered, right? I didn't catch any fish today on Winona, but this pattern is great in the coldest of water, right? If you can find a school of fish schooled up on that second break, right, that 30, 40, 50 foot range, they'll school up in 10, 15, 20 feet of water. They will absolutely annihilate a jerkbait or an Alabama rig, especially on these long extended points, right? They want to sit there. They want to look up to feed. These are also excellent spots to find schooled up fish on the ice. Those fish will sit and suspend in the middle of the water column. You can jig over them. You can definitely catch some awesome fish, right? It's just another pattern to try in this cold weather when fish are wonky and things are tough. Cold water fishing is a great time to fish, but it's a technical time to fish, guys. Use your electronics, find things that work, and you can get bit even when the water is in the 40s and even into the 30s, guys. You can do it. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We're going back in here. We're going to break ice going all the way back in. It was a cold day, but it was a fun day on the water, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.